Welcome to Stats Amazing. I'm Andrew Marmont. With me is Andrew Ferguson, and round 15 of the NRL. Only 4 matches as a number of buys heading into Game 2 of Origin. So first of all, the Rabbits and the Titans, both teams at the bottom of the table. Andrew, what can you tell us about this match?
Yeah, look, both these sides are fairly evenly matched historically. There's been 14 games. Souths have won 8. Titans have got 6. But at ANZ Stadium, they've actually both won 3 apiece. So the home ground advantage isn't really telling there for South. The last time they met was in round 13 last year, where Ashley Taylor kicked a field goal to give the Titans a 29-28 win.
And so there's some close games. And also Conrad Hurrell. He's an interesting performer against the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, he's had 3 games against South in his career, and he's lost all 3 despite actually scoring a try every time. So the Titans will be hoping he doesn't get across the line in that one.
Definitely. And in terms of the Storm and the Cowboys at Amy Park, Scott Bolton, he's a quirky stat going into this one.
Yeah, Scott Bolton comes into the game as the oldest player despite only recently turning 30 years old.
That's bizarre, isn't it? Because you'd think with Melbourne, Cameron Smith, Cooper Cronk in their mid-30s. The same with Jonathan Thurston. Matt Scott, I guess, if he would be available as well. So it sort of turns things on its head, in terms of the younger players coming through.
Yeah, Melbourne's got quite a few with very little experience against the Cowboys. The total number of games of the Storm players in games against the Cowboys only comes to 50. The Cowboys players have actually got twice as many. So that's pretty telling as to how young their squad is. Jesse Bromwich, for example, has played the most games against the Cowboys with 10.
Wow. So that's that should hopefully, from a Storm perspective, impact against a Cowboys who, they tend to do well at Amy Park overall, don't they?
That's right, yeah. They've played 5 games then and picked up 2 wins, which is a pretty good record for any team going to Amy Park. Mind you, their record in Melbourne hasn't been brilliant overall. They never won a game at Olympic Park. But so they'll be looking more towards their more recent history, I think, in that one there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And next, after that, is the Sharks and the Tigers. Inexperienced, again, these teams. And interesting some stats that you have on Paul Gallen and Luke Lewis going into this one.
Yeah, both have got very different records against the West Tigers, despite playing, quite a lot of games against them. Luke Lewis has played 22 games against the Tigers for 15 wins, whereas Paul Gallen's had 20 games and only picked up 6 wins.
Bit of a bogey team for young Gal. And finally, the Eels and the Dragons. Andrew, what can you tell us about this game?
Yeah, look, they've played 32 times in the past, and they've actually got a very evenly matched record as well there, with Parramatta picking up 16 wins, the Dragons 14 and 2 games drawn. But they've only played 3 times at ANZ, with the Dragons picking up 2 wins there.
Okay, so it may favour the Dragons going into this one. And finally, Andrew, what can you tell us about some of the player milestones heading into round 15?
Yeah, South. There's actually 2, both players bringing up their 100-game milestone this week. George Burgess for South made his debut in 2012. He's also played 11 tests for England. And for the West Tigers, it's Ava C. Manafanai, who made his debut in 2013, and he'll become the 19th player to bring up 100 games for the West Tigers.
Wow, that's pretty significant because the Tigers, obviously, if you think about the joint venture, West Tigers, not going for that long. So that's a great stat. Well, thank you so much, Andrew, as always, on another edition of Stats Amazing. And be sure to check out Commentary Box Sports for more great videos like this.